Okay, so you guys are probably wondering, C11 squad, what the hell? So the FBI guy is a little bit weird. When they have something called squads, okay, and I know this from working with them closely on a bunch of different cases. Um, they call their groups squads. When I worked for HSI as an agent, we used to call our groups just groups. Hey, we got the human smuggling group, the drug trafficking group, the child exploitation group, the human trafficking group, whatever it may be. So there's different groups, right? The FBI calls their groups squads. So, and they typically use, numbers for it, which is a little weird, but I mean, it is what it is. So each squad has somewhere between 5 to 10 agents and then a supervisory special agent, okay, aka a GS-14, okay. In the U.S. government, you got GS-1, to whatever. For special agents, journeyman which is basically like the top where you can, which is basically the top end where you're not a supervisor is GS-13. Okay, whether you work for DEA, FBI, HSI, whatever it may be, 13 is the top end, right? And then a 14 is one you hit supervisor level. So with the FBI, they call their supervisors supervisory special agents or SSAs. Okay, and that SSA runs a squad. Okay, so in this case, it's going to be the C11 squad, which is, if I'm not mistaken, this squad still exists to this day. It's a violent crimes group, is basically what it is. The C11 squad. Okay, I think it still exists to this day in the New York field office. Um, but that's how the FBI splits it up. So different agencies have different things. The DEA, they call their groups like enforcement group number 1, enforcement group 2. Then they got an OCDF group, and then they got a task force group. So every agency is different. But typically that's how the FBI splits their people up. Squads. Oh, and then just the squads are split based on the type of crime they investigate. Sorry about that. So just like HSI has groups, right? Human smuggling group, drug trafficking group, whatever it may be, child exploitation group, because HSI investigates a bunch of different crimes. Same thing with the FBI. The FBI will have a counterterrorism group, a domestic terrorism group, a JTTF, Joint Terrorism Task Force. Sometimes they'll have multiple JTTFs or multiple counterterrorism groups within one JTTF. Then they'll have a bank robbery squad. They'll have a public corruption squad. They'll have an espionage squad. They'll have, organized crime or a violent crime or a safe streets task force type squad, which C11 would fall under. So that's how different agencies split it up. And then DEA, Enforcement Group 1, Enforcement Group 2, OCDF Strike Force, etc. So same thing.